Guys, I have an honest question. Really do. I've asked some other questions before as far as, dates and relationships and all that good stuff. Um, but I am curious. What is the attraction to bad boys? I don't get it. I really don't. When I talk about bad boys, I'm not talking about back in the day where, it'd be cool, if someone rode a motorcycle or wore a leather jacket or used to, smoke a little something or whatever, whatever. I'm not talking about that type of bad boy or the old school bad boy. I'm talking about the ones that can't act right. The ones that truly like do bad things. Like, I don't know, criminal behavior, robbing, stealing, lying, cheating, all the things, all the things. What is it about bad boys that still attracts so-called good women? Now, I just saw, well, I didn't just see it. I saw this a while ago and I wasn't going to really mention it because it kind of brought me down. It was pretty sad. But I saw a video where it basically talked about a woman. She was a church-going woman and I think she was newly divorced or something happened. And anyway, long story short, she got into this pen pal relationship with this dude that was in jail. So I think at some point she went out to see him and I guess just fell in love with him. Just was like, oh, over the moon. Now, meanwhile, I think he was locked up. I believe it was for a violent crime. Okay, violent crime that he probably said that he was innocent of or whatever. But whatever it was, she felt she could see past that and basically build some type of relationship with him. Now, he was in jail for years. He wasn't due to come out for, if ever. I'm trying to remember. But he wasn't going to be a free bird anytime soon. So what they did was they arranged to get married, while he was behind bars. And they did that. Meanwhile, along the way, while she's dating him and he's, I guess, courting her, but while they're communicating and getting more and more entrenched with each other or each other's lives, the people around her kept trying to tell her, hey, we don't think he's the one. You need to be careful, this and that, so forth and so on. He's in jail for a reason, you can do better, yada, yada, yada. But she wasn't having it. And you know how that gets. When you get to a certain age, it's like you're incorrigible. It's hard to really take good advice when you think you already know everything, especially about yourself. So she was at that point. She was at that point where, you really couldn't tell her anything, especially how she should be feeling about somebody else and, her discernment, what she should be looking out for. She was not heeding the advice of others. So, long story short, she marries the guy and she's in quote unquote marital bliss. And one day when she went there for a conjugal visit, she went there and never came back. Come to find out, what had happened was he took her life while they were together. And of course, the family was beside themselves with, grief and, there was a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda, why not, this and that, so forth and so on. Why couldn't she just see that he was this and that, da, 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 da. They couldn't understand what attracted her to him, especially since he was already in a position to not even really care for her or be a true husband to her, being that he was locked up. Like, how's that going to work? So I wonder along with them, what was the attraction? I mean, yeah, we got physical attraction and people look cute and nice and curly hair or whatever you're looking for. But when you're looking for a mate or even someone to date with the potential of being a mate, what drives, again, quote unquote, good women to bad boys? And unfortunately, this story is not unique because, I've seen quite a few videos where even when the man comes home, he's been in jail, he comes home, they get married, and, again, he was locked up for something serious. And for some reason, they're attracted to that, or they look past that, I'll say that, and look past that, and they just look at, I guess, the physical, and they get hurt because him being who he is and what he has proven to be, he shows up. He shows up as himself and acts out, and, in acting out either hurts her or does something even worse. So again, I, like a lot of others, I really don't get it. I just don't understand. I mean, what's so cool about traveling hours to see your man behind bars? What is so attractive about a man in an orange jumpsuit, or having to receive monitored calls, or putting money on his books? And that's things that I mean, there's a whole culture as far as jail life and taking care of dating someone who is in jail. I don't see the benefit of it, of course, physically as well as emotionally. I would think that that is very taxing. Of course, on his side, you can see why he would want to be engaged on his side. You got a woman on the outside that can, do things for him, as well as, I would think that's a flex of some type. And then when he gets out, he has a soft place to land. He's not just out there in the wind. He has somewhere to go and someone to be with until, he gets himself together. So I see the benefit for him, but I don't see it for her. And it doesn't even have to be about jail. It doesn't even have to be to that extreme. I mean, we can talk about just everyday, run-of-the-mill Bob, he's just a bad boy. He likes to get into trouble. You know what I mean? He likes to start fights. He likes to drink and smoke and be on something in order to have a good time. I don't get it. Is it a thing of a Florence Nightingale syndrome where you feel like you have to nurse these men back to health and take care of them, and I'm going to be the one to save them? I think we talked about this. We touched on this a little before, that some women, we have that syndrome where we think that we're the ones to save them. We're going to put on our little pink capes and we're going to save the day. We're going to help save their day and rub this bruised penny until it shines, and basically prove everybody wrong. That, everybody threw you away. They thought you was nothing, this and that. So don't worry about that, baby. I got you. I understand wanting to help people. I understand wanting to see something in someone that nobody else sees, but it shouldn't be at your detriment. And in addition to that, there should be some discernment behind that. That's not to say that someone can't make a 180 when they come out of jail, and that people can't be better. Men can't be better for themselves by being around the right people. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, when women when they bet on black time and time again without really knowing the cost of the gamble, then yeah, I think that's scary. And I don't get it. And let's just be honest. A lot of women like trouble. They like that, what's going to happen next? You know what I mean? They like being with a guy that sort of brings that type of energy, that type of drama to their lives. Like a Bonnie and Clyde situation, you know what I mean? Because I think he was the one that brought trouble to her, but then she participated gladly. So it feeds something in them, maybe they're living vicariously through them, or maybe really inside that's what they want to be. They like living on the edge. Is it a thing of fulfilling some type of fantasy, or fill in the blank? I know some of it has to do with self-appreciation and knowing your self-worth. We've talked about that. I know that there are daddy issues, sprinkled in there somewhere, for some of them. But again, it's an attraction that, yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, I guess I like the boring men. You know what I mean? I like somebody who's available. You know what I mean? When I call, we don't have to worry about monitored calls. I like somebody who can maybe take me out now and again, treat me to a couple things and I treat him. You know what I mean? Someone that I can physically be around and enjoy their company and not feel like when I am around them that danger is soon to follow. I like the peace and contentment that comes along with that. And I was never really into bad boys. Well, there was one guy that I didn't know he was a bad boy or had bad boy tendencies until he grabbed me and tried to shake me like a rag doll. So there is that. But I already talked about that. He had issues. But a true bad boy, I'm just not attracted to them. And again, I'm not talking about just the outside per se. You know, I like guys with tattoos and I don't have a problem with that. I'm talking about as far as personality wise. I'm talking about character wise. I'm talking about stability wise or lack thereof, you know, of all those three. So yeah, I'm not into bad boys. I like a peaceful life. I like being able to close my eyes at night and not having to get a phone call in the middle of the night saying, hey, I'm in trouble. I need this. I need it. Like, oh my God. Like I can't. I can't. I just can't. I can't. Men that don't have any discipline always got a tall tale to tell. You know what I mean? And just always into something. That, you know, that type of bad boy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm surprised that they're still on the market. And I'm truly surprised that women are still in the market shopping for one. I just can't relate. I just can't relate. So any of y'all good girls out there that are attracted to bad boys, y'all just let me know, because I don't get it. What makes a good girl choose a bad boy? I have no idea. I don't get it. I don't want to get it, and I'm not going to get it. Okay? Got it? Good. And with that, we are going to put a button on it.